is Ethereum the leading altcoin in the crypto market? And to answer this question, GM, welcome back to Weekly Chart Request. As I am recording this video, it is July the 26th, and we will be going through your crypto and stock submissions in the Lambo Lounge server. So let's get straight into the video. Starting off with BTC on the high time frame as always. The key takeaways here, very simple, as I have been advocating over the last few weeks and months at this point. There is a strong accumulation value at these prices, and from here it's a game of patience for those who want to invest in BTC on the long run. And the game plan is very simple. I'm expecting a long accumulation range where people get bored, lose conviction, and just stop caring about the market in general, which will lead to them finally letting go of their positions as the market makers start to accumulate. And once there is some movement and volatility back in the crypto market, that is when you will see retail starting to take interest. And at that point, it is almost certainly too late for these great entries at these prices we are at the moment. So for me, every time we are dropping into this strong buy zone here, I am slowly accumulating my bags. And this accumulation for me will last many months moving forward until eventually we see that classic schematic for a wick-off Model 1 or Model 2 accumulation starting to play out. The chart that is on the screen there, this is just provisional marking, just for us to orientate around the market at the moment. And from my understanding, we could possibly be in that phase B of that accumulation. And we're moving forward, but the expectation is a rotation maybe a little higher from here to start hitting that 70K region maybe, or falling short of that around 68, 69K, and a rotation back to this SC level. So rotation back to the 60K is very possible. However, I do recommend not trading BTC at the moment and focusing on spot bags as we go through this bear market is probably the best course of play. And whilst this is going on, you could trade altcoins as you wish, as you see setups coming through. But for BTC, the focus is spot positions, and I cannot reiterate that many more times than I already have. So I will leave that as is and move on to our first altcoin submission, which is for ZEC. And on the low time frame, my market bias is bearish after seeing this local distribution at the highs. And I am looking for a rotation back to the range low, where first of all, at the 0.5 level, there could be an expectation for a reaction before breaking down further, especially now we are ranging back, we are trading back in this range. The classic setup after a swing pattern failure, as such we are seeing on the screen, where we failed to stay above and then close back in range. We normally see that play out many times for numerous different coins, where we see the 0.5 level first of all getting hit, and we see some initial reaction followed by a breakdown further to mean revert all the way back to the lows. Okay, so for our next submission, which was Ethereum, the question that was asked in the submission was, is Ethereum the leading altcoin in the crypto market? And to answer this question, what I will be doing is taking a quick look at Ethereum versus Solana, as these are the biggest market cap coins in the altcoin market. So just a quick recap for Solana. Previously in June, what we mentioned in chart request was that the reaction at the lows have been pretty good. And what we had seen is price starting to trade back in this local range we were monitoring over the past few weeks back in June. And the expectation for Solana was to lead on any upside movement potentially in the market in July. Moving to the present day, what we've seen for Ethereum and Solana as we approach the last trading week of the month is that Ethereum, relatively speaking, had a 26% gain, whereas Ethereum from the bottom to the top, roughly about 20%. So essentially, Ethereum did lead in terms of performance, especially looking at where we are trading right now. For Ethereum, we are still trading at the highs. As for Solana, we have seen a little mean reversion back to the midpoint. So Ethereum overall did perform much better, but moving forward, my expectation is for Solana to take the lead overall, and I will explain so very shortly, but just a little bit more in terms of the charts for Ethereum and Solana. We can see that we have pretty much similar setups for both. We are trading at similar levels in terms of these local ranges that we are monitoring. So we are at that key 0.25 level for both Ethereum on the left side and Solana on the right. So what you want to do moving forward is monitor the Solana and Ethereum ratio very closely. And this is where my conviction comes in terms of Solana outperforming Ethereum, as I am seeing early signs. So this is another very high time frame. I believe this could be the 1 month time frame. We are seeing early signs that the Solana Ethereum ratio is starting to bottom out here. And moving forward, my expectation on the back of that still remains that Solana should outperform ETH in the upcoming couple of months, especially as we see a rotation on this chart towards these local highs for this Solana Ethereum chart. So to answer the initial question, is Ethereum the leading altcoin? I would argue against that, and I would put my bet on Solana to outperform Ethereum on the medium time frame. But we will revisit this on a later chart request and see if that was the case. So I believe that is all the submissions for the crypto coins. Moving on to stocks, we had a submission for NVDA. Key takeaways on this: we did drop below this key market structure level, which we marked out in a previous chart request. I would mention that consolidation above this MS level, so we've managed to reclaim that and are trading above. This is not a bad sign, and as long as we stay above this, we could see more upside on NVIDIA. For the bullish case, what I would like to see is a reclaim of this previous all-time high level, and that would give me the confidence for a potential pivot on the very hard time frame for NVIDIA, and I would expect some upside following that. On the bearish scenario, what I would expect if we close below this key market structure level, I would expect to then start trading back in this local range here, denoted by this red zone. And the expectation there would be to start rotating back to these lows. So that is both the bullish scenario as well as the bearish case charted out. We will see how this plays. Last but not least, we did have a submission for ZAB. So I'm highlighting this just for information. We could see that there has been a breakout with big impulse. And what I wanted to highlight this for is to advocate joining the Lambo Lounge Discord server, where we have plans of developing a stocks market research campus within the Discord itself, and being heavily focused on trading and algo as well as DeFi at the moment in the Lambo's Lounge server. We are trying to grow the stocks section, and so I would encourage all those that are in the stock market to join Lambo Lounge server, where we are growing this community slowly. So being early is always better than joining late to the party, and there will, moving forward, be the opportunities for these crazy moves that we could potentially catch by collaborating within the community itself. So that is all for this week's weekly chart request. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will catch you on the next one. GM.